of Nigeria. Welcome to Midday Dialogue with yours truly, Sam Orko Chinedu. That was a beautiful song, Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande bringing it, Rain on Me. But as always, important conversations are reserved here for your pleasure. And we're starting in this hour, still talking about the EFCC. We started that conversation yesterday. And well, today we'll be speaking to the people on the other side, of course, the EFCC themselves, still talking about the asset declaration and other things attached in the financial crime war. Coming up at 11, one of the governors of Nigeria, one of the Nigerian states, have said that Nigeria is economically, I don't want to misquote him, but he says that this country is making economic sense for kidnappers. So it's a very fertile business ground. We have that conversation at 11. As always, 12 o'clock brings some major news, and at 12:30, Ash and I have another wonderful conversation for you. It's Friday, so somebody gets to win 5,000 today on Friday's edition of Lunch Hour. And finally at 2, it's Entertainment 360. Don't go anywhere.
What is information?
Information is facts provided or learned about something or someone.
How do you see dialogue?
Dialogue is a conversation between two or more people.
Define politics.
Politics is the activity associated with the government.
And economy?
Economy is the state of a country or region in terms
For all of this and more, join the Midday Dialogue weekdays, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
In the face of the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, what must you and I do? 2. We must use alcohol-based hand sanitizers in the absence of soap and water. 3. We must wear a face mask properly. 4. We must avoid crowds. 5. We must seek medical attention if we feel sick. I must, you must, we must protect ourselves to protect each other.
This message is from 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. So let's start from the top. And the top is the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC, has expressed concern at the role of financial institutions in financial crimes. EFCC Chairman Abdurrashid Bawa, who was speaking with State House correspondents after a private session with President Buhari in Abuja, said the EFCC will soon enforce Bank Employees Declaration of Assets Act. Let's get the sound from that.
We are going to see a very new EFCC in terms of the way we investigate, the way we prosecute, and the way generally executing our mandate. We will do our best to ensure that this country is free of economic and financial crimes. Let me just put this. We understood that the tail end of every financial crime is for the criminal to have access to the funds that he or she have illegitimately gotten. And we are worried about the roles of financial institutions. And we have discussed, God willing, we hope that all financial institutions, particularly the bankers, will declare their assets as provided for by the law in accordance with the Bank Employees Declaration of Asset Act.
Now, the chairman explained that the commission took the decision as a result of concerns raised on the roles played by bankers in the fight against corruption. And it really does seem like the bankers heard and responded. Well, Deposit Money Bank workers had advised the EFCC to focus its asset declaration drive on the managing directors of banks and other agencies of government. Now, the EFCC had said earlier that from June 1, the commission will demand the asset declaration forms of bankers. So the bankers have said, yes, it's nice, but please, can you start from the top? Well, we have the head of Public Affairs, Port Harcourt Zonal Office of the EFCC, Mr. Dele Oyewale, joining us this morning. Good morning, Mr. Oyewale.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Very well.
Thanks for making the time.
Yeah.
So this interview was supposed to happen yesterday, but our schedules did not align, and so you're here today. All right, so naturally there will be lots of things to talk about, but I'd like to start from the, beginning, not of this topic, but something I'd like to know. Now, you were here with Mr. Bawa in Port Harcourt before he left.
We were together.
Yeah. How did his appointment as the chairman of the commission come? Was it shocking?
No, it's not shocking, you know. This an officer that has always been very articulate.
Okay.
He knows his onions. He has paid his dues. He's been head of Lagos office, Ibadan office, Port Harcourt office, and those are very, very big operational offices. So for him to be appointed as the executive chairman of the EFCC, we see it as a right step, a right decision.
Okay.
You know, putting a round peg in a round hole.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So let's get to asset declaration bit. Now, he has said that bankers would have to declare their asset. At what point did the commission consider that that was something that was supposed to happen? When did you notice that bankers were also in on some of the financial crimes?
Well, if you have been going through our investigations, our prosecution, and everything that we have been doing concerning economic and financial crimes, you find out that most of the financial issues revolve around bankers, bank employees, their customers, and everything that has to do with that industry. And for us to effectively sanitize the banking industry, it is important that every player, every stakeholder, you know, comes to the table with clean hands. So, asking bankers to declare their assets, there is nothing extraordinary about that. It should not pose any concern to anyone. It is in the overall interest of the industry, it is in the overall interest of the nation that everybody comes to the table with clean hands. You know, our experience over the years have shown that some of these banking fraud, there are insider dealings.
Okay.
And for us to effectively tackle insider dealings in bank, it is important for us to have the asset base of every bank employee. That makes it easier for everybody. If you, for example, if you are employed as a bank employee and you have declared your asset, if there is an upsurge, a sudden rise in your status, we will know that something has happened along the line.
Yeah.
So it is in the overall interest of the industry, it is in the overall interest of bank customers and the entire economy.
One of the many reactions I got yesterday is, why now? We've had this problem for as long as, you know, we've had time. Why is this suddenly something the FCC is deciding on?
No, the EFCC is not suddenly deciding on this. If you, like my chairman said, the act has always been there. The Bank Employee Declaration of Asset Act is been there since 1986. It's been there. So if the FCC now said that, okay, we are enforcing the spirit and letter of the act, there's nothing bad in it. So it's not that a new law is being made.
Yeah, the problem we have in Nigeria in different sectors is implementation of laws.
Yeah.
Already existing laws.
The law is there.
So why wasn't it implemented before now?
Well, it is not important when a law is implemented. What is important is the provision, the spirit of the law. It doesn't matter what time of the day you wake up, as long as you wake up from the bed.
There are some damages that time could have prevented.
Well, I agree with you, but the thing is that, just like I told you, the act has always been there. And even though we are now coming to the public that bank employees should declare their assets, we always ask for it whenever they have any issue with us. Whenever they have any issue with us, any bank employee, you have an issue with the EFCC, they will ask you for your asset.
Okay.
You understand? So at our own level, we have been doing it. So it's not that we are just waking up and say, okay, let every bank employee begin to. No. Whenever any bank employee has any issue with EFCC, since the inception of the commission, we have always been asking them for their asset base.
So what is your response to the employees now saying that you should start with the MDs?
Well, that is, I don't know what they mean by that, because a bank employee is a bank employee. Whether you are MD, you are executive director, whatever your designation, you have a deadline of June 1. So why? Let everybody declare their asset. What is the big deal about asking the EFCC to start from the bank MD? You know, it's everybody is involved. So you are a bank employee, declare your asset. It doesn't matter what your designation is.
Now, Nigerians have complained about the asset declaration process, you know, with politicians not having a thorough process. I remember that this asset declaration was one of the major things that, you know, came up in the Walter Onoge drama.
Okay.
And some persons do not quite trust that process. They don't think it's thorough enough. They believe there are loopholes that people can still get away with, you know, some funds. So how thorough would this process be? As a matter of fact, what's the procedure?
Well, the procedure is set out in that law. You know, according to that law, Section 1, subsection 2 of the law requires every bank employee to declare the asset.
Okay.
And the asset declaration form, according to Section 3, subsection 2 and subsection 14, will have to be submitted to the Secretary of the Government of the Federation or any other person that is designated by him through an instrument published in the Federal Government Gazette. So it is a process that will be supervised. You see, there's what you call asset verification.
Okay.
It is not enough for you to say, I have this. It will be verified. It will be verified. Part of the declaration process is that the employee that is making the declaration will have to be taken through whatever asset he has declared, and there will be verification. Verification in the sense that the authenticity of the declaration must be established. If you say that you have this, there are officials that will be involved in verifying the truth or otherwise of the declaration. So the procedure is that when declaration is done, it will be verified. It is after verification that such an employee.
What if I don't
Declaration is a very serious offense. Do you know why? If an asset is not declared and the employee is later found to have that asset,
Okay.
then it becomes a crime. That is under declaration of asset.
We have seen politicians get away with exactly what you've described. It feels, I'm saying this based on what people have said and what I've thought at some point, that when it comes to politicians, the EFCC is not as powerful. But when it comes to financial crimes,
No, let me quickly correct you. The EFCC is as powerful in dealing with politicians,
Okay.
bank employees, or anyone that is involved in any financial crime. The laws are not different for individuals.
Mr. Oyewale, we have seen probes suspended because somebody switched parties in this country.
No,
We've seen someone who was under the watch, under the eyes, you know, the eagle eye of the EFCC. Suddenly we don't hear anything anymore because the person moved from party A to party B. It has happened countless times.
That's not right. That's not right. You see, the very fact that the public does not hear anything, as you said, does not necessarily mean that the investigation process or the whatever is being done is rested. We have our procedure and we have our processes. And you agree with me that criminality has no time frame. It has no time frame. If somebody is being investigated now, and for one reason or the other, we need to go for further investigation, we are not going to talk now. You are not going to hear from us until we are ready, until we are sure that we have everything that we need. So the very fact that we are not talking or you are not hearing us does not mean that investigation is not ongoing. And it does not matter, it doesn't mean that the case has been rested. No, there is no any time frame. Criminality is criminality. So it is not right to say that, because someone EFCC is non-partisan, we are not concerned about any political party. You understand? But if you have some specific instances or cases that you can refer to, yes, bring them up. Let's discuss them.
Well, there are lots of cases that the EFCC's attention has been called. One of many, during the elections, bullion vans were seen driving into the apartment of the former Lagos governor. And I know that I saw countless people speak, shout, mention the EFCC on Twitter. People were literally bringing the attention of the commission to that incident, saying, why is this van driving into the private residence of a Nigerian? Can we have answers as to why, how this is happening? And I'm not certain any answer has been given.
Well,
at least I believe that most agencies would need the cooperation of citizens, and citizens have come forward with what could help an investigation.
Well, I'm not going to talk about that. I will not talk about that. But what I want you to know is that whenever we are involved in any matter, we are always very thorough. And I just pray that anyone does not have any issue with the EFCC. Those who have had issue with the EFCC, they know. Those who have faced the teeth of the wind, they know how cold it feels. So we do our job professionally, and we are very thorough in the way we do our job. So in this issue of asset declaration, let bank employees do what they are required to do. It's as simple. I don't see any problem in that.
Okay. Now, you've been with the commission for, well, a long time. How would you rate the anti-corruption war that our country currently has through the years? Is it getting better or worse?
Let me tell you very frankly, we should be grateful that we have the EFCC. And I say this with all sense of responsibility. You know, prior to the time the EFCC came on board in 2003, we knew what was the issue with financial crime, how 419 people, how they were operating. It was a free-for-all. Financial crimes, people were committing financial crime with impunity, no control, no check. But today, you have an agency that everybody knows that is on ground. No, it is ordinary logic now that the fear of the EFCC is the beginning of wisdom. So let me tell you, there has been considerable improvement in the financial sector, in the economic sector. There is sanity. There is no impunity again. People know the extent to which they can go. Now, if you're a business fellow in Nigeria, prior to the coming in of EFCC, people would go into business with you, dupe you, defraud you, and they will do it with impunity, no check, no control. But now it is no longer happening. The EFCC has come to stay, and we know that today businesses have to be done according to established rules.
At the time the EFCC was established, technology was not as mainstream as it is now.
Yeah.
So we know that now it's a way of life, and people use that same means for fraudulent purposes.
Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest challenge of fighting crime, especially financial crimes, in this day and age?
Yeah, the biggest challenge now is not coming from the EFCC. The biggest challenge is coming from Nigerians. And why? Why is it coming from them? The anti-corruption fight is not an EFCC fight alone. The need for public ownership of the war against economic and financial crime is a need that we cannot overemphasize. Everybody must be involved. If today you are involved the way the EFCC is involved and every sector of the economy is involved, that you find out that it becomes easier for us to do the job. So there is need for public ownership, public consciousness, public readiness to partner with the EFCC to do the job.
All right.
Because most of these crimes, they are not happening in the space. They are happening right under our nose, in our neighborhood, and we have a responsibility, to alert security agencies about whatever is being done. Let me give you an example. The example of this Yahoo thing. All of these boys, they are all over, or they are in our environment, they are in our neighborhood. We see them, we tolerate them, we don't report them. So, and the EFCC is not omnipresent. You have to alert us, you have to offer us intelligence that will assist us in doing the job. So there is need for public ownership of the war against economic and financial crime. That, in my opinion, is the major challenge.
I expect that people should come forward with information, but there's a problem with the relationship, between citizens and law enforcement agencies. In Nigeria, that relationship is not very good because of something called the lack of trust. Through time, Nigerians have regretted taking information to either the police, or some agency that has sworn to protect its interest in some way. So I don't think that knowing that, you should expect that you're going to get a majority of information from citizens. I would expect that knowing that, the FCC would, take the initiative and say, listen, people would come forward if they will, but not a lot of people will come forward because they do not exactly trust us. So we need to rebuild confidence. Have you ever thought about that?
Let me tell you, anyone that has had an opportunity to volunteer information to the EFCC will not say that. Let me tell you, it's not because I'm working in the EFCC. The EFCC is different in different ways.
How so?
We have our own way of protecting whoever is offering us information. Have you ever heard in Nigeria that anyone is attacked, assassinated, or suffer any harm or any hurt as a result of volunteering information to the EFCC? It has never happened. Why has it never happened? It has never happened because we have our own way of protecting anyone that is offering us information.
Mr. Oyewale, a governor spends 8 years in office. A senator spends, as long as he can keep getting voted in. Through this time, the amount of fund that flows through his office is something that can always be tracked. We know what the constituency project money is for a senator.
Yeah.
We know these things. And if I observe a senator in 4 years, I know how much has gone in. I do not exactly see any project that tallies with that figure. As a Nigerian, now I'm not talking about as an intelligence officer that works with EFCC. As a Nigerian just observing, I'm going to ask questions. Investigations will start. Now, we've had countless years of democracy, and administration after administration at different offices. It's a similar story. Money goes in, we don't see where it comes out. And somehow, the FCC is telling me, if people don't come forward, there are investigations literally staring you in the face. There are processes that are so clear. This is something an audit will definitely unravel. So, are you telling me that if a Nigerian does not report a case, the FCC cannot initiate an investigation based on something that simply looks suspicious?
Okay, let me tell you this. Our mode of operation, for us to act on a matter, there must be a petition. And do you know why? We will need to go to court. We will need witnesses. We cannot be a judge in our own matter. I'm sure you agree with that. So we will need people that will offer us information that will stand as witnesses, even in the process of prosecution. That's number one.
Okay.
Number two, we get information through our own intelligence. And that is why my executive chairman now is placing very serious emphasis on intelligence-driven investigation. In fact, there is a directorate of intelligence now. That a whole directorate is now devoted to intelligence gathering. And intelligence gathering is something it will be generated within, and of course we will need members of the public to also come along with us. So what I'm trying to say is that we get information through our own intelligence, and also we get information through petition coming from members of the public. So, but more importantly, if you see something, you have to say something. If you don't say something, there is no way we can do anything. So it boils down to the fact that we must all see this fight as our own fight. It's not an EFCC fight alone. Whatever the EFCC, how many are we in EFCC? We are less than 4,000 people. We are less than 4,000 people in a country of over 200 million people. So you find out that we need the public to key into the anti-corruption fight.
Okay.
And I will give it to our new executive chairman. The very fact that he's already talking about intelligence-driven investigation, that should tell you that this is someone who is ready to work.
So how should this petition go? I know that a lot of people complain on social media. Some mention the EFCC. If I notice something and I'd like the EFCC to know about this, to maybe initiate an investigation, how do I go about it?
Yeah, you have to write a petition to us,
Okay.
stating all that has to do with the matter, then giving us some, for example, if it is a financial transaction, you have to give us evidences of the transaction, either whether through a bank transfer, through the issuance of a check, a bank draft, or whatever, a banking instrument that we can hold, that we know that, oh, this is the medium through which this transaction took place. You have to offer us. Then you offer us information about the fellow that is involved, his address, his contact, and all those things that will give us preliminary information about the fellow. Then we go into our own investigation.
Okay, so let's say I want to report a rep, a lawmaker, somebody who's in a position of authority that is supposed to represent me in some form.
Okay.
Is that a different process?
You want to report like a lawmaker?
Yes, a lawmaker. Let's say my senator, you know, the where he represents, I'm not seeing the dividends of democracy, as it were, and I know how much he gets for constituency projects. If I and my people, or just me as a person, would like to bring that to the notice of the EFCC, how do I go about that?
No, you will have to come to specifics.
Okay.
This end, there is no accountability. I want the EFCC to investigate it. Okay. We will investigate it. But it is not, but when you now come to know that, oh, I'm suspecting this senator, no. There is no way we can act on suspicion.
Okay, so there must be specifics.
Oh, there must be.
As to the figure you believe has got into that office?
Yeah, there must be. And, you know, investigation will now show whether you are right or you are wrong.
Okay.
You understand? So, people sending in petition should be specific in whatever claim they are making.
Now, if I'm doing that from Port Harcourt, do I need to send it to the Port Harcourt office? Or?
Yes, we have about 16 Zonal offices now.
Okay.
So, if it is a Port Harcourt matter, you report it to our office at the ODRA there in Port Harcourt. If it is Lagos, we have an office there. We have office in New York. We have in Benin. We have office across the country. We have in Makurdi. We have in Kano. We have in Gombe. We have in Maiduguri. You know, across the country. We have in Ilorin. We have in Ibadan. Okay. You understand? So, you just, the nearest Zonal office to you, we offer you a better way of sending in whatever petition that you want to send.
All right. It's a media dialogue on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Conversations with Mr. Dele Oyewale. He's the head of public affairs, Port Harcourt Zonal Office of the EFCC. After the break, I'm certain you have questions of your own, and there are many more things that we need to talk about. The fight against corruption. Don't go anywhere.
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit.
Use one take soak the whites. Then go use the other
Morning. Tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue and tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station. All for you on 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning. Crossfire in the morning.
Midday dialogue on 92.3 Nigeria Info. My name is Sam Oracle Chinedu. Conversations with the head of public affairs, Port Harcourt Zonal office of the EFCC, Mr. Dele. Oyewale, you're welcome once again. Now, he's been answering our many questions. I'm certain there are questions from you. We have 13 minutes left on the clock. If you have any questions for him about the operations of the EFCC, or specifically the issue of bankers' asset declaration, please call 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0007. The female caller line is 0817-923-0009. Please turn off your radio as you call us. Good morning.
Yeah, hello, Sam. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Kel from OG, Sam.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, Sam, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind of questions you put out to your guest in the studio. And I would have been surprised if he had given a different form of response. But as expected, which is the more reason why Nigerians can trust such agencies, is because even to our faces, he denies what is so glaring. He said, mention names and he will be able to have a discussion. And you talked about the bullion van, and you say you can't talk about it. How about a certain senator who wanted to contest for Senate presidency, and because they wanted him to drop, he was asked that his case with EFCC should be dropped. Was he not dropped? How about all the former governors and senators? And you're saying that Nigerians must provide you with information as if you're not a Nigerian. So an agency cannot look at the senators and then run intelligence on them and proceed unless a Nigerian. Then they should just shut down. Right. Whenever we have a case, then we will know how to reach out to. What's the need of having the EFCC? They have to wait until for every case we have to. Nigerian must report to them.
All right, thank you very much. So, Mr. Oyewale, I believe that's the position of lots of Nigerians.
Well, let me quickly disabuse his mind about what he has just said. If we are running intelligence on anyone, I will not come on the radio and tell you. So, you cannot say that EFCC only wait for... I just said it that a whole directorate of intelligence is already on ground. I also said it that most of our investigations are intelligence driven. So I don't know how better you want me to say it, other than the fact that, yes, we still need people to put in a petition, and we also do our own findings. So whatever findings that we do, I'm not going to come here and tell you that this is what we have found. And no, that is when we are ready, you get to hear from us.
All right. Good morning.
Yeah, Sam, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Jay Eja. I'm calling you from Port Harcourt. Let me greet your guest in the studio.
Thank you so much, sir.
I want to ask a question. Is there any law in Nigeria that bans people from driving polio van to their houses? Sir, people that are petitioning the polio van matter, what did they say they saw inside the polio van? That is one.
Okay.
You said you're running an intelligence system right now. I don't know if people can also touchlight the revenue mobilization fiscal allocation. Why is it that when we're selling oil above $140, they increase the allowances of the senators and political office holders, and up to now they've not been able to bring it down by the same proportion? What can you do about that one? Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, JJ. Mr. Oyewale.
On the issue of revenue mobilization or whatever, you see, I need to make this very abundantly clear. There is no law enforcement agency anywhere in the world that will act on speculation. Facts are sacred, both in journalism and in law enforcement. Now, if there are some stress or suspicion here and there concerning an agency, we will need people to come forward and say, okay, I have this. Please, can you work on this? The people that are saying that, oh, everything is under our nose, we can see it, that is not admissible in court. You don't go to court and say that, oh, I suspect that, oh, Sam, the way Sam is such a big guy, the way he's looking, he must have chopped money. No. Facts are sacred.
Yeah, but Ms. Oyewale, I think the question that people really need an answer to is, are you telling me that the EFCC cannot initiate its own investigation?
Oh, we are doing that. I just said it. There are so many investigations that we have initiated over time, that we have acted upon, that we have secured conviction about. There are many. One out of so many ways through which we get our own report is through the public. We also do our own findings. We do our own intelligence.
All right.
You understand it? So, but whatever thing, whether it is from the public or it is from us, even if we have to go into the open to investigate the matter, we can only act on facts.
Okay. So we'll take just a few more calls. We don't have a lot of time. There's something I needed to ask you. So there was an incident in Abuja where, officers from your commission, I think they were investigating a man who, was doing some seminar kind of thing, come on the media and say there's empowerment, there's some of these investment schemes,
Okay.
Yeah, and I know that process was actually started by the commission in Abuja. I'd like to know, is that a widespread thing across different parts of the country? What's the EFCC's position on some of these investment schemes?
Yeah, we call them Ponzi schemes. Well, we have sensitized the public enough about the need for them to do appraisal, the need for them to do a kind of fact-finding before they go into any form of investment.
Okay.
But be that as it may, if there is any crime we have so many cases of such investment here in Port Harcourt office that we are investigating.
Okay, you're
many of them,
investigating.
Yeah. Some of them, we have already charged many of them to court.
Okay.
Yeah, because you cannot just come to the open and collect money from members of the public and defraud them of their hard-earned money, and you think you can go scot-free. No. We are working on that. We have some cases in court. We have some that we are already across the country, across all our zones.
Okay.
But beyond that, members of the public should know that before they go into any investment, they must do their fact finding. They must do an appraisal of any agency that is offering them, that is promising one thing or the other, so that they will not lose their money.
Okay. We'll take more questions. Another break has to happen now. Then when we're
Connect with your customers. Advertise on 92.3 Nigeria Info. Visit our downtown office at Shop 9, Mediatrix of All Gracies Plaza, opposite FIRS, Stadium Road, Port Harcourt, and book your commercials. Call 0817 001 8162. That is 0817 001 8162. And let us connect you to your customers.
We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We crossfire in the morning.
Crossfire in the morning. Get into the midday dialogue
And tell you about the hard facts, and then let's talk into the chat station.
all for you.
On 92.3 Nigeria Info. We cross.
Can take just one final call before the top of the hour. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ismail.
All right.
I'm calling from Kwale.
Okay.
Yes, I wrote a petition to EFCC in Benin, and it was not investigated. What can I do?
Please, can you take that again,
Hello?
please? Please, can you take it again?
I said I wrote a petition
Okay.
from Kwale to Benin, EFCC Benin,
Okay.
AFF division,
Okay.
and it was not acted upon. What can I do?
If you have written a petition to our Benin office, just go there and find out the status of the petition. It could be that they are still investigating. Go there and find out. You have a right to go there and find out the status of your petition. It's your right. They will tell you if there is anything about it. They will tell you. If investigation is still ongoing, they will tell you. Please just go there and find out how far they have gone.
All right. Well, with 1 minute left, what should we expect from the FCC moving forward?
Yes, we should expect a more robust, a more vibrant, a more intelligence-driven agency, an agency that is out to serve the public in all its capacity. You know, an agency that places premium on integrity and professionalism and public interest in the discharge of his mandate. This new executive chairman is going to really do mighty work in the area of economic and financial crimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything to try to regain the hope and the trust of people? Because I can tell you for free, people are losing faith in the EFCC.
Yeah, but you see, the new development in the commission is enough to rekindle hope, to rekindle the trust of Nigerians. The youthfulness of the new chairman, his vibrancy, his track record is zero track record. He has no corruption record. And it is someone that has been in the EF. This is the first time since the inception of the commission that we are having real cooperative, real staff of the agency at the helm of affairs.
Really?
Yeah. It has only been the police in the last 18 years. So now that the police have been disengaged, let us see the new EFCC. Let us see professionalism. Let us see how Nigeria will profit maximally from the new agenda of the new chairman.
Well, hoping it goes well.
Yeah, it will.
Of course, you and I will have other interviews at different times to analyze the efforts of the EFCC. But thank you very much, Mr. Oyewale, for making the time.
Thank you so much, sir.
Have yourself a lovely day.
Thank you so much.
It's 11 o'clock. The news happens. After that, we're talking kidnapping. And when we're...